silly putty. So anyway, she did it and put it in with resin, and then she put a chain through it, little thing through it, and I had it for a keychain. Every time I got whiny, because men can get whiny too, I'd put it in my hands like this and say, "Knock it off, you're not dead." You know, but
it's reading Extreme Heat. It is hard to believe that you're not, Jimmy. It really is. And I have to ask you, in 2008, you retired in 1999.
I'm retired now, yeah.
In 2008, when you look at what is now the Ottawa Fire Service.
Yes, I've stupid name change.
Is it better? Is it safer? Are the people who go to work for the service, are they better able to handle what they encounter?
They'd never hire anybody like me today. I was a garbage man before I went on the fire department. I worked with Italians building sidewalks and curbs. I peeled potatoes and washed dishes and put up the CBC tower. That's an idiot I am, half drunk. And, they'd never hire anybody like me today.
So who do they hire?
Yeah, they hire people that are in great physical condition, and they go to school, which I think is stupid. That, of course, anything I say is my opinion. I got my training in a fire station. Yeah. That's where I got my training, You get a training with those guys. You stick to them like, as I said, excrement to a blanket, and you learn. This stuff of getting all these degrees now. I haven't got all these degrees.
Yeah.
My son does. My second son, Mark, has a Bachelor of Arts, a Bachelor of Science, Master's in Communications. He works for the CBC. He's the first Allen since the family came from Ireland.
Yeah.
And they get a real degree.
Yeah.
But I have a real degree. I have a PhD in real life. You set me down anywhere in the world, I'll have a place to eat, place to sleep, all within a few hours, because I'm not afraid to scrape pubic hairs off a toilet seat, and I'm not afraid to get dirty, and that's me.
Well, tell me something. When you look at these, at the new breed,
wonderful guys.
With the degrees and all that, I gather you're not saying that they're better. You don't think they're better firefighters than you guys were?
Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm not going to take their inventory. They're great. They get in to do a job that they love, and I'll tell you one thing. The women that they hired are doing an absolutely fantastic job.
Well, let me take you up on that, because you mentioned in the book about the changing of standards.
Oh, yes.
In the effort to promote a more diverse workforce.
Yes, exactly.
And you say at one point that if the lowering of standards continues, and I'm paraphrasing, if the lowering of standards continues, then somebody's going to get hurt.
You're going to get somebody on your team that's going to hurt you. And it's unfortunate, like right now, for instance, I'm multicultural. My great-great-grandfather was German. My grandfather was Irish. My grandmother was from Yorkshire, England. My mother's French, Canadian, Indian. So I'm the sum of all those parts, But I'm still considered, although I'm multicultural, a white male. A white male goes and writes an exam, and say he writes the best exam, he's number one. But all of a sudden, he's not number one anymore. He's fourth. So if he is fourth, he's 16th, because they'll hire a female, a colored gentleman or lady, and then they'll hire an Inuit. When I was a kid, they were called Eskimos, but that's racist today to call somebody an Eskimo.
Right.
And then they'll hire a white guy. So if you're fourth, you're 16th. And that's the way it goes. So I tell young guys that ask me about firefighting, I said, go to Belleville, Kingston, North Bay, Sudbury. They're wonderful areas, wonderful places to live. You're never that far away from Ottawa other than a few hours, but you're not going to get on the Ottawa Fire Department.
Would you recommend it? If a 20-year-old guy or a 20-year-old woman said to you, Jimmy, should I be a firefighter? What are you going to tell them?
Go for it.
Why?
Go for it.
Why?
I don't know.
It looks dangerous. It looks terrifying.
Look, it is terrifying. But you know what? You pull up to a place and you get grandma out, or you get grandpa out, or you find a couple of children that are hiding, or you have a car accident and you're able to use the jaws of life that the city was too cheap to buy us, and the Canadian Legion bought
took up a collection.
Yeah, they
raised it. They raised them.
We used to pull up. When they had a. If you want to look up the word idiot in the dictionary, you know whose picture's there? The guy that designed the Queensway in the first place. They designed that 65 miles an hour both way without a barrier in the middle to save money.
Jimmy, we got about a minute left. I want to hear what you're going to tell that 20-year-old guy, who says, what do I do?
I'm going to say, if some young guy comes up to me and says, I'd like to be a firefighter, I'd say, go for it. But if you're upset at 3 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you've lost a couple of people, call me and vent with me. Because if you don't, you're going to get a buildup inside your body. And it took me till I was 22. That was the time. That's when I stuck the shotgun in my mouth.
Wow.
I didn't know what I was going to do. I couldn't take it anymore. But then I started to cry.
Jimmy, it's a remarkable book,
Thank
Extreme Heat, A Firefighter's Life. You're a remarkable man. Thank you so much. Pleasure to meet you.
James, it's a pleasure to meet you.
And I'm going to tell you that this is not only Extreme Heat, it is an extreme read. You will find it at bookstores across the capital, also at jimmyallen.ca. Not for the faint of heart, but if you have any interest in the human condition, in grit and in character, then you will not be able to put it down. Thank you for joining us here on Talk Ottawa. Thanks again to Captain Jimmy Allen of the Ottawa Fire Department, and we hope to see you again soon on the show.
Thank you so much for honoring me.
You betcha.
For having me here. Thank you.